This is Bare Essential, a 325 Aussie dollar basic entry-level gaming PC made from new and second-hand parts. Let's check out what's inside and how much I got them for. To start this build off, I found an i3-6100 2-core 4-threaded CPU clocked at 3.7 GHz, a Gigabyte H110 HDV micro ATX motherboard, a Deepcool Smart LED micro ATX case, a 1TB Seagate Barracuda 7200 RPM hard drive and a Blu-ray disc drive, all for $90 from a Facebook buy and sell group. Unfortunately, this platform requires DDR4 RAM and I wasn't able to find any second-hand at the time, so I bought two 4GB sticks of QMOX 2133MHz RAM for $118 from eBay. One of the RAM slots was dead on the motherboard, so I had to swap them out for a single stick of Kingston Value 2133MHz DDR4 RAM I also bought off eBay for $105. This stuff ain't cheap. For a GPU, I found a 2GB Gigabyte Windforce GTX 760 for $80 from eBay, which isn't a powerful card but is a solid starter. I couldn't find a decent second-hand power supply anywhere, so I bit the bullet and bought a brand new Corsair VS 450W PSU from eBay for $50, which will easily cover the power consumption of this less than power-hungry build. Adding all that up is just $325, nice and cheap. That's all the parts, which means it's time for the build time lapse. Enjoy! I overclocked the 760's core by an extra 90 MHz, bringing it to 1254 MHz, and the memory to 6420 MHz effective, which is a 210 MHz overclock. So let's see the benchmarks. put the 6100 CPU through a Cinebench R15 stress test in which it received a fairly measly score of 367. Next up is my 1 minute 1080p 60fps Battlefield 4 Sony Vegas render test in which it finished in 4 minutes and 10 seconds. If you want to see the entire render test video, the link is in the description, and in the description of that video is the links and times to every PC I've built for this channel. For temperatures, the CPU idled at 32 degrees, and under an AIDA64 20-minute stress test only reached 56 degrees, which isn't bad for a stock Intel cooler. The GPU idled at 34 degrees and reached a maximum of 67 degrees after a 20-minute Heaven 4.0 loop. In conclusion, this PC is good for some entry-level gaming and esports titles, but struggles in modern AAA games to run them comfortably even at the lowest possible settings at 1080p. Multitasking or heavy renders are also an issue on this, with limited CPU power, so it's definitely not ideal for streaming and gaming at the same time, or even video editing. The cost of DDR4 RAM at the moment is a big deterrent to buy on the 6000 or above platforms, so unless you find some cheap RAM, I would say stick to the DDR3 platforms, as they still kick butt. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and if you really enjoyed it, please consider subscribing for more PC builds and other content in the future. If you have a suggestion, question, or criticism, leave a comment, and thank you very much for watching.